Welcome back. The Karnataka government has cut stamp duty for apartments valued between 35 and 45 lakhs to 3% from 5%, probably taking a page from Maharashtra, where cutting of the stamp duty worked wonders. Irfan Razak, Chairman and Managing Director, Prestige Group, Girish Kauski, MD and CEO, Canfin Homes, and Pavitra Shankar, ED at Brigade Enterprises, join us. Gentlemen, and Pavitra, thank you very much for joining us. Mr. Razak, what's your sense? Is this attractive enough, and is this the place where there are a lot of houses on offer under 45 lakh?
Morning, Lata. Yes, housing is a need. Providing shelter, good home in a good environment is always been a challenge, and providing it at a reasonable price is the bigger challenge with all the taxes that go with it. I'm happy that the Karnataka government has done some thinking and at least reduced the stamp duty from 5% to 3% for homes costing below 45 lakhs. This will give a big relief for the small home buyers. And there is a lot of production that happens in this segment. But however, I believe it's just that too little that has been done. Because Maharashtra did it one stroke, 50% stamp duty across all segments. And that they raked in huge amount of revenue. I wish Karnataka also had done that bold move. A lot of registrations which were pending, which were held back, would have got done. Anyway, but whatever has been done also, I believe, is a positive move. And I do believe this will help the home buyers. And that will make them save money and then make them also commit to buy a home within their budgets.
Okay, so it's established that it is a positive move, but how positive could it be, especially for companies like Brigade Enterprises, for example? Pavitra Shankar is with us to talk about that. Pavitra, can you quantify for us exactly of your total sales portfolio, how much comes from a sale of, these 35 to 45 lakh range homes, and what could the positive impact be?
Hi, morning everyone. 2 points there actually. In our portfolio, around 20% only will be under 45 lakhs in that category. And we're talking about under construction homes here. So the stamp duty cut, which is welcome, although it is a small change, is really going to affect properties that are coming up for registration today. And since the affordable housing push from the government happened in 2016, most of the homes that we at Brigade and probably others have developed are going to take a few years in order to deliver, probably in the next coming years or so. So if that has to actually see the benefit of the cut in stamp duty, we'll need to see that benefit get extended into the next years. If I look at what actually can get delivered today under the 45 lakhs category, it is a very small percentage of our total portfolio. I would say even less than 5%. So while it is a good move, I think if the government really wants to make an impact, it has to increase the net and cast it wider and include properties above 45 lakhs, ideally up to 1 crore. That is where the true demand for real estate market lies in Bangalore.
Okay, Pavitra, that's extremely well explained. Mr. Razak, would that be true in your case as well? The actually houses that are good to claim that registration fee this year itself would be a small percentage. 5% says Pavitra in her case.
Yes, I mean, definitely yes, but then the cut has been done. It doesn't say it's only for a fixed period as in Maharashtra. We only hope and pray that the same rate continues for the next 2-3 years. So the homes under production definitely will get completed and they will get registered. That is why I said a bold move would have been like Maharashtra, give it for 6 months and say it's a 50% cut across all segments. And all those people who are sitting on the fence and waiting for, getting that additional cash flow to do their registration are motivated and pushed to finish off the registration. What it does is it puts pressure on us to somehow process registrations and conclude it. Customers get the benefit, and most importantly, the state government rakes in big revenue, which is now in a sort of cyberspace. It's in abeyance.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that would have been a great move.
I take your point. In Maharashtra, at least, it made a big difference.
Yes.
I mean, they hardly lost anything because of the cut. They made more money. Mr. Kauski, you're the man who knows exactly where the demand is coming. Do you think there's adequate demand in the under 45 lakh space? And will this be enough to give that booster to make people come and buy a home?
Good morning, Lata. I think it's a welcome move. Definitely, this will propel more demand in this space, especially in the affordable space. And I think directionally, government, both central and state, they're doing enough to ensure that the growth comes back quickly. And as far as Canfin is concerned, we are well covered in Karnataka. And 20% of incremental business comes from Karnataka, and at a portfolio level, it's about 25%. So it's a very good move. It will definitely help companies which would focus on affordable space. Is it enough? I think if you look at the industry as such, probably if this was extended right up to 1 crore or so, because that's the segment, right from 25 lakhs to about 1 crore is the market, where especially Bangalore and major other cities in Karnataka would cater to. I think, but nevertheless, I think it's a very good move. It's very good for companies focusing on affordable space.
Okay, but I want to toss another question to Pavitra. Pavitra, you started by saying that although it's a good move, the government needs to include houses which are 45 lakhs to 1 crore because that is where the big chunk of demand has come through in the southern states. So tell us, how is demand right now? Has it picked up substantially compared to what it was 3 months ago? And if you can just quantify for us.
Yeah, 3 months ago was also, a much bigger jump over what we'd seen in the first half of fiscal year 21. So speaking for Brigade specifically, our Q3 numbers were the highest ever that we had achieved. And our portfolio is targeted to mid-segment housing, which we define as 50 lakhs to 150 lakhs or 1.5 crores. So that's where we see the maximum demand across all segments in Bangalore and some of the other states that we play in as well. So I think if the government is to focus on that segment, that is where they'll see the maximum movement. Obviously, us and large listed players also look at this segment for the maximum portion of their business.
Okay. Mr. Razak, what's your general sense in terms of demand? The IT companies are hiring hand over fist. Is it showing in terms of increased demand? Can you quantify how much better Q4 was over Q3?
No, it is. It has shown in the numbers. Like Pavitra said, Brigade has done the highest ever numbers. We did our highest ever numbers in a quarter. And we did 2,000 plus crores in a quarter, which was the highest that we did in recent times. So the main thing is, if you ask me whether that demand is getting sustained and whether the same sales are happening, the answer is yes, the demand is there. But it also, the whole launch pipeline is governed by RERA approvals and all of it. So as and when we are able to get in more and more inventory into the market, the sales will definitely improve. But there is demand. People are committing themselves. People are buying. Unlike in the past where the demand was maybe slightly sluggish, and now there is a sort of, push towards buying. And that's a good sign. And this is across all segments. It's not only in the affordable segment, it's also in the premium and luxury segment. So that keeps us happy that we are able to clean up the inventory that we had in the luxury segment also. So I think this is going to be the, as we go along, this is going to be the trend. And a lot of good moves, especially now the interest rates have come down tremendously. In fact, one more move, if it's done by the government, if it's sincere to see that we're able to provide a home at a reasonable number, which has nothing to do with stamp duty, but it's to do with GST. GST, they took out the input credit and in one stroke, 18% increased the cost of the product. Plus the customer pays 5% directly. So it's 23% that the customer anyway pays, directly 5%, indirectly 18% because the cost goes up. So if something can be done there, the product becomes a little more affordable. I believe, see, it's just not about the companies that are producing homes. It's also about the home buyer. Home buyer wants to buy, but the affordability barrier, sometimes I've seen customers for that last mile, 3 lakhs and 5 lakhs, they struggle. Now, if something can be done there, it's a sincere push that can be done by the both central and state governments to help people to get a home, a good home with good amenities for themselves. That should be the probably the motto.
Mr.
And that should be the motivation.
Mr. Razak, that is beyond the confines of this panel discussion.
Exactly.
We were only trying to find out what is the impact of the measures already announced. Mr. Kowski, last question to you. Do you see a seminal improvement? I mean, there are several measures, Maharashtra, Karnataka, the fall in interest rates by almost everyone, SBI, Kotak, ICICI. So have you also reduced rates, and is it resulting in increased home loan demand?
Absolutely. I think this quarter so far has been really great. Even last quarter was pretty good. Of course, not to compare on a YOY basis. We did best ever numbers in Feb. So I think with every passing month from now on, I think the numbers will be great. And this is because, the affordability has increased to a large extent. I think it is, if you can compare the affordability, which was there about 2 decades back, and we are seeing this demand not only in big cities, but also in emerging markets. So definitely, we are seeing good demand, and with all this support from both the governments, I think demand is only likely to go up in future.
Oh, okay. Just one final question to Pavitra. Pavitra, you were saying the demand has picked up, but has any of this come at with a price correction? Because I do know from a lot of the players in the market that discounts are being offered, attractive schemes are being offered. Your realizations have held steady, in fact grown to about 6,000 rupees per square feet in the quarter gone by. Will you be able to hold on to that?
Yes, I think so. A lot of the pricing schemes and discounts, although we did more of pricing schemes where we gave flexible payment schedules and waived cancellations during the lockdown, so that people who are unsure about their financial situation during the lockdown and post and during this whole COVID situation would feel more comfortable about their purchases. I would actually say we've been able to drive price increases wherever possible. Our teams are looking at doing so, especially in projects where we're seeing good traction. So certain sub-markets where we are seeing good movement, good demand, again from the IT sector. A lot of these people have been at home, been able to save. Other panelists mentioned the lower interest rates. So the overall affordability has increased. And interestingly, many of them want to go for larger homes. I think it's a psychological impact of being confined to your space for so many months, that we're seeing a lot of people who would normally go for a 2-bedroom want to spring for that 3-bedroom today. So keeping all those factors into mind, and also the fact that they want to go with a trusted developer, wherever possible, we are trying to push that price increase, because as Mr. Razak said, it's a very difficult cost environment for developers today, having lost the ITC.
Okay. All right. Okay, got that. Pavitra, Mr. Razak and Mr. Kowski, thank you very much indeed for joining us in this discussion. So secular demand for homes seen, but the move itself is not making a material difference, not really moving the needle unless it is extended to other categories of homes and extended in terms of time. Let's quickly look at Brigade's past performance. You have the bookings picture, and then you will see that's a 9-month, the last bar, and then you will see the volume trend as well. And then you will get similar numbers for Prestige as well, the past performance.
Oh, good going.
Yeah, good going in FY20 itself, and there you have the collections.
Okay, well, coming back to the markets, Anuj, it has come off a little bit from the highs, but still steady state. I mean, still 100 points in the green. Any thoughts on how we're positioned?